Hello everyone, my name is Corazar, and welcome back to the Vintage Story Guide. We are back in the world on a bit of a drizzly day, which it is just about in the real life too. And we just got off last episode where we planted some new crop seeds, including some pumpkins. Now they haven't grown very much, it hasn't been that long since we left off, but as you can see they are growing vines out in at least one direction. I see one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. So I'm not sure if they can actually spawn multiple vines at the same time, or if they just sort of pick a random direction and go for it. But we'll check back in with those regularly. Today's episode is going to be a sort of stop and smell the roses episode. We have a few things to do all around the house, and I think it's high time we get to them. Not here though. I think this is going to need to wait for an episode where we focus specifically on what's going on under here. And that should be coming soon, but it won't be today. No, it is time because someone pointed out to me that there are a number of places in the house, such as here, where we have trim on the outside, but not the inside of door frames. And this one's going to be interesting, though I think it makes sense to probably use the trim on this side, because we'll be seeing it more. But yeah, I'm going to go through here and we're going to just put some trim in places that it is missing and then move on to the next little detail that I want to get to. But yes, every now and then it is important to take a moment to think about what you've been working on and whether there are things you left undone and whether or not your audience has pointed things out to you that need to be fixed or at least updated. And so thank you to everyone who's been watching and keeping an eye out for things that have been left undone for a little while. That does tend to happen, and I apologize in advance if my voice sounds a little bit rough around the edges. I am just coming off being sick for, well, a whole weekend with a very busy week having led up to it. So if my voice sounds a little strange to you, a little scratchier than usual, well, that's why. And we need some redwood here. Alright, you know the drill. Let's get to it. Okay, folks, so that is one doorway all done, and I think it generally looks a bit better. Now this one's going to get some special treatment because it does have a bit of log showing here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a single block of limestone just to fill that in a bit and make the wall look a little bit better. Just need one of you, I believe. You know what? Let's put you back. We'll take you and we'll just do the old chunk it out and drop it back in thing. Take you up. And that should, give us a bit of a hole there. And I guess we can just do a bit of, oh right, we need to actually place you sideways, chisel you, and then we can put you together. There we go, and now we should just be able to do this. Problem? What? What? Oh, I see what I did wrong. Okay. Well, let's see. So that doesn't show. This, however, does. So let's get some of this in here. Does that fill up all the gaps? It does. Okay. So there we go. Looks a little bit funny, but not much we can do about that, I don't think. Since this was not done via a pantograph, I think that lighting might just be there forever. Well, we can try. Nope. Nothing to do there. Anyway, yep, I'm going to go ahead and do this to all of our door frames. And maybe even do something about this kind of thing here. Just a little bit of extra wood on the inside here might go a long way. There we go. Yeah. So I'll do that to all of our door frames here and all of our doorways. And then, yeah, we'll take a look at how it looks. Alright everyone, all of the current door frames in the house have now had their trim and interior frames done in their parent material, which has largely been pine. But that is all done. And as you can see, I also got all of the tiny little pieces that would have poked through, even the places we wouldn't normally see in our everyday lives, like right in here. Now, this one, I came back to this one a couple times, and I don't know why the grain on this is going the wrong direction, this specific block here. It could be because we have 4 different blocks in here, but I did not do a vertical pine plank, so it should have been the same direction. I don't know if maybe putting it in while standing and facing a certain direction changes things, but I don't think it does, because, I mean, otherwise I would have seen more of that happening here, although, yeah, no, that's all the same. So I don't know what caused that, but I can't seem to fix it, so, yep, just ignore it. It's not there. Now, you might think that for a task like this, the pantograph would be the perfect solution. However, I find that for jobs like this where you're mostly using the 4x4 or larger options with the chisel, I typically prefer the chisel because in this specific case, we have 3 different kinds of blocks here. We have 3 here, but only 2 here, 2 here, 3 here, 3 here. And so you end up having to spend time figuring out which of the blocks have 1, 2, or 3, or 4 different constituent parts to them, or designs. Here's a 4. And then making sure that you don't accidentally overwrite those blocks with the pantograph. And when you're working quickly, very strange, I don't like it. But anyway, when you're working quickly, it's easy to accidentally go too fast and then not be able to undo the change that you made. So I find that I prefer to use the chisel for jobs like this. Now, we still have a couple doorways that we'll need to do eventually. We have this one that needs to become something. I'm not sure what. There won't be an actual door here yet, or ever. But then once these areas are complete, we will come in and do the round door frames here, and leading out of here as well at some point. That's going to wait. Hello again. That's going to wait until we have the exterior here done, which will of course be more interior, and then we'll come back around to those then. And I might even remove these leaves. I'm getting tired of these things. They're a stopgap measure, I think. Maybe the ones in the ceiling are cool, but I could just go for some potted trees over here. Now, the next target of our detail work is these window frames here. Yes, I forgot to do any kind of window trim here, and it's been bothering me. And actually, I found something over here as well, in our butterfly room, right here. These little sort of bits right here, I don't like so much. And I kind of want to try the easy cheesy solution, which is let's see if we can just extend these here and make them look good. Oh, that's brick. I don't think I like it. I think what I want to do is let's try coming in. Let's get some oak that matches this crown molding here. Let's come in with the oak and see if that makes it look a little bit better and fit a little better. Okay, yeah. You know, it's not perfect. I think I'd want, I don't know. I feel like I need an extra layer of trim here to stop the sort of blue border from running straight into the window frame here, but I'm not sure what. I don't want to extend the redwood out anymore. I might leave it for now and think on it and come back later. This could be an opportunity to use maybe some more fire clay bricks. In fact, I think we have them. So what would that look like? Let's just take out this part here. Not that. And try these fire clay bricks and see if they make sense. Ooh, you know what? You know what? I think that helps. It helps keep the blue from hitting the red a little bit with putting a sort of neutral color in between. I think I like that. I might do that over here too then. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. We're going to do that over here too. Now that does mean we could probably get away with doing some more of that fire clay right here. And yes, that is the separation we needed. Yes, absolutely. Yes, we needed that so badly. Okay, that is much more pleasing to my eye. And I might even... Ooh. Oh yes, get fancy. Let's get fancy. You get out of the way. And I think I'll leave the wood here on the bottom. So yeah, that's fine. That works out really well. And it's time again for a snack break. Yum. Okay, let's get back in here and let's do what we're going to do to this room here. I think for simplicity's sake, and for actually keeping the room bonus, as you can see, we have the... Actually, this is a cellar, because we have dirt and stone around us. But I do want to keep the cellar/room bonus, so we're not going to do the same kind of window trim we have out here, where we chunk away a bit of this, because we have to keep all but 20 single voxels intact in order for that to work. So we could take out a single row, like this. That would count as being properly sealed for the room, but I don't really see a point to that. I do think that the sealing system should be maybe updated, although I know it's probably a very complex task to accomplish for a developer. But let's go ahead and let's do the blue clay brick, since we have it right here. And I think what we'll do is I'm going to do the same thing here we did in the other place. Because again, I don't want to spoil the room bonus, but I do want to give a bit of interest to this edge here. And I think by doing these bricks that are worked into the walls, I think we can get that working pretty well. I think that helps. It's a little funny still, but it's better than just a really raw corner there. I could almost, you know, what if we did, oops, what if we did it this way instead? We bring it all the way around these corners here. Yeah, let's do that. Very classic look. Used it before, but you know what? If it works, it works. Oop, bye. Yes, that looks so much better than before. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do that to all of these. I might need to go and get some more. Oh, we don't have blue clay bricks over here. We have red chert. Did I miss doing an entire window out here? Ah, this is our bay window. That's right. You know, I might try giving our bay window some of this treatment because I don't like the way that this kind of comes out here like a bunker. So I might try to trim this back a little bit, and we'll do the blue clay bricks, assuming I have some. I have 3. Well, I see what I'll be doing for the next few moments here. That is to say, we'll finish off this wall, of course, and this trim here. And then we'll head up to our somewhat shrinking blue clay deposit and get us some blue clay, where we will also spot a black bear wandering around, which is not cool. You're not welcome in these parts here. Anybody else want to tangle? Then we'll get back to harvesting clay. And then we'll come back and we will stack some blue clay bricks if we can find an empty spot to do so. And then we'll fuel them and light them. And then remember that we are actually in the middle of processing our steel over here. And we're going to remember to go and actually put some more coal under these. Phew, okay, chore break over. Now, I should say that someone did point out to me in a comment that the game was updated so that you don't actually have to light them in quick succession, and you also don't have to do the additional little extra bit of coal anymore in order for the game to fully process your steel. Now, I'm a little paranoid, so I'm going to still light them as fast as I can, but I will try and come back and see if just 5 full firings does the trick or not. So we are at 60%, and we have one more firing after this one. Oh, and I have copper here. Nifty. And nails. Okay, and while that is all cooking up in the pit kilns over there, I think it's time that we turn our attention to a bit of an eyesore that's been hanging around for a while now. This little spot right here. I think I've finally figured out what I want to do here, and that is I want to build a little window right here. Now, oh, we're stuck now. Great, there we go. Now, I think what we'll do is we're going to pop this out by 1 block, because just plopping a window in right here means it would be like stuck in our doorway. So we're going to pop this out 1 block. It'll give a little bit of interest to this little spot right here too, which should help. And then I would normally do one of these windows, but it's kind of a funny shape here. We have this sort of round arch here. So we're actually going to get down and dirty, and we are going to chisel us a window using probably some regular glass and maybe some lake ice. I don't know. Now, there's a downside to chiseling our own window, and that is we are not going to have the room bonus in this hallway any longer, although I don't know that we ever did, because this is a very long hallway, and the room bonus only extends to rooms that are 14 blocks or smaller. Now, the other thing, which is actually a positive in my book, is that these windows, I have noticed, have a tendency to allow drifters in. Sometimes drifters will spawn in and they'll kind of walk toward the window, and they'll just phase on through. And sometimes you as the player can try this, and you might be able to phase through too. I'm not sure what causes it, whether it's a particular angle, whether it's a thing. I don't know if we have to jump on the block here. But yeah, I have been able to phase through windows, and actually in the first season, it dealt me some damage when I was working on the second floor of the house, and I walked through the window and fell to my, well, not death, but fell to my broken ankles. So at least I'll be avoiding that issue with the hallway here, even though I do occasionally get drifters greeting me in bed. Okay, now our first order of business is going to be figuring out what we're going to do on the base here. Let's get rid of this thing. I'll probably keep the claystone here at the end, just so the hallway matches. But I think what we'll do is, I was thinking about putting more light mud brick here and then copying it over here, but that's not a particularly regal color to have around the window. I was thinking we might just go straight for limestone. Nice flat limestone. And we'll do that the whole way up here and give us a nice corner to work with some interest. And then that, of course, means that this can become more limestone once we're finished. And then bring in some of these over the window, probably like, I don't know, here, perhaps. And I'm going to chisel those back into a much smaller little awning, basically. Now, for our windows here, we need to figure out what to do about this. But I think we can just continue this pattern straight up to the window. Let's just drop you in there and you in there. And we need the pantograph this time. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to copy probably this. Oops, nope. Undo. Copy you. There we go. Paste you. And we're going to copy you and paste you. And then, just because we learned our lesson, we are going to immediately come through, drop a lantern somewhere that gives us some decent light to work with. I said decent light, man. Come on. And then I'm going to just pop out one of these and one of these. And we'll also come through and hit this with some of that. Okay, so we can still kind of get out of here. That's good. Now, I think what we'll do here is we're going to probably want to bash back this to the center of the frame area. And the center of the frame is where we'll have our window itself. Now, what I could think about doing here is I might come in and do a 2 voxel thick window, because that way it could be centered, or I could just leave it at 1, and this would be 1 block, 1 voxel off center, and we'll probably never notice. So, you know, I think we'll just do that. That might work out a little bit better. Now, I want to see how well this looks here. If I were to use a very small amount of marble. Ooh, I don't know. It's a little too bright for everything around it. and it doesn't quite fit the aesthetic of our build here. So I'm going to put the marble back. I'm going to get probably some pine. Although, you know what we could do for a bit of color is we could try taking out one of the trees that's grown recently. Oh, glorious acacia trees. We have admired your leaves and your wood from afar so far, but it is finally time for us to get a taste of your lumber. Let's go ahead and grab some of these, get some seeds and some more sticks, and then we shall avail ourselves of your bounteous wood, my friend. And yours too. So we've only seen the wood color as part of a log. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like when we bust out this wood from the log and make it into planks, or in this case, slabs. So you'll see that this wood is a pretty close approximation of the red shingles here. And so I was thinking it could look pretty good as a window frame and trim color. At least the parts of the window that's going to basically be here next to the panes. So I thought that would be fun, and I think that's what we're going to do. Once I get unstuck, we're going to turn these back into full-size blocks so that we can chisel them properly. Let's go ahead and we are going to probably have to start dropping 2 of them here. And then here we go. We are going to drop 2 more into these blocks here. And then let's go ahead, we're going to chisel those, and let's start with some regular glass. We do have some options for glass, but the regular glass is just going to give us the best view out of our house. With the caveat being that glass is really hard to chisel because it's really hard to see. Let's start getting some of this chiseled back, and we are going to do something a bit like this. And next we're going to get our acacia out here. And we're going to do a bit of this and this. And then we're going to get our hand planer again. And push that in. Push it in. And then from this side, we're going to come inside and kind of extrude it toward us to fill in this area. There we go. So that's all blocked up now. And then we can come in here and we can add our glass. Oh, we already did. Okay. So if that's the case, we should be able to go ahead and just start cutting out some windows. Now I'm thinking we could do something where, let's see, let's start 2 from the outside. Do we do 4 voxel panes? No, I don't think we do. So we're going to have these as our centers. Then we can have 4, 4, and 4. And that gives us some little panes to work with. I think we can do that. I think these might be a bit smaller than I want on a larger, grander window. So what I might do is I might actually kind of thicken this up again. And we'll take out these here. And I'm sure there's a proper window working word for what these are called. And just do some right down the middle here instead. Yes, and we'll also probably make this a little bit taller too. Maybe even the whole way up? I don't know. And we can come in here and do another cross here. Leave you. Bring this up. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's see how that looks. And this is an example of I'm kind of just working by feel here, because I was trying to math this out in my head and on paper earlier, and I was kind of struggling to get it to look and feel natural. So I kind of thought if I let my mind wander while I'm working on this, I might sort of be able to see a shape in here that I'm not really grasping conceptually. Here we go. This is fitting better than I thought. Guess I could get a bigger chisel out here, couldn't I? Okay, I'm digging it. Let's fix this bottom pane as well. Yeah, okay. I think I like it. Now, for our next trick, we're going to forget that we can't put dirt there. I want to come up with 2 voxels. And I think for this one, I'm going to try to do it in such a way that I can then copy it. Well, we know we're going to do this by hand, actually. I think we're just going to do this all by hand. Let's get this going on. I'm going to come in 2 voxels above everything else here. And we are going to do sort of a curved window here. But in the centerpiece, we are going to do something a bit like this, to have a little bit of a tiny little windowlet right there. And we'll kind of come to the edge here and follow this curve around. And we do something like this. I think we can then do a bit of a little window coming out here, and then one here as well, following this line out, which is not quite even. And then here we will just do one larger one that starts here. And let's see if we like that. Alright, I think this pattern should work. It'll look kind of like one of those windows where you have sort of the radial window slices. Doesn't work out super well in a voxel-based game, but hey, you know what? I think it'll work okay here, as my cat scampers across my lap. Okay, here we go, with this god rays showing through. I think it looks pretty good. Now, of course, this is an open... It did look pretty good till I looked again. Oh my goodness, what did I do over here? Okay, there we go. Now it's nice and even. Yes, I like that a lot. So let's come out here and let's get our glass on. You're going to see why working with glass is often inadvisable. So we're going to go ahead and swap to this, and yep, there's the glass. When the cursor's right on it, you can see it well enough, but man, if you're not really hunting for it, it can be hard to spot. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this glass in, and by then it will kind of be hard to tell that it's even there. So I'll see all of you in just a few minutes. Wow, and there it is. And even though you really can't see that anything is there, if I hover over it with the mouse, you can in fact see the different voxels or sub-voxels in these panes here. Wowzer. Okay, so for the rest of this window, I think what I'm going to do is I want to smooth this transition out so that it meets up with this limestone. And so we're just going to take some of this, and we're going to do some of that, and then slowly fill in some of this. Okay, I think I've got it there. That's pretty good. And then lastly, for these bad boys here, I think what we'll do is we're going to... How do you look if I lower you? Here. And then let's say that I then chop you back a little bit. Let's see, we'll cut out this. And maybe some of... Actually, let's cut these back harder first, like that. And then we can worry about these details here. That's the general shape I want. Let's smooth it out then. So we are going to add in some of these on the sides here, as well as under here. We'll also kind of shave these off the ends, although I think what we'll do is a bit of that first. Yeah. A little bit of extra right there. And then we can just sort of shave these off here, along with you. There we go. I think it's pretty cute. And check it out, as we have been working our new is in have not yet produced a harvest of fruit trees are flowering here. They've been vernalized, and now as the temperature begins to rise in the... we're mid-spring at this point. They're coming out of dormancy, and they should get some leaves and some flowers here really soon. And check it out, our pumpkins, here we go. This one's growing in 2.5 directions. We have an L shape here. What else do we have going on here? We have one that's going in 2 directions. And ooh, we have a baby pumpkin. Check it out. So whenever you see these flowers, it means that they're going to spawn a pumpkin nearby, or they can spawn a pumpkin. The ones without flowers will not spawn pumpkins, but I think they can be upgraded. Like this one right here might upgrade to growing flowers here soon. But this one might just grow into a vine that continues the path. Here we go, a second pumpkin. All right, cool. And you know, I was just about to say that I was happy with the progress we made on the house until I hit this. I think it's time that we deal with this situation right here, this sitch, as the kids are calling it these days. I think we need to cover this up. And I know that I mentioned I wanted to maybe cover it up with some logs, but I had forgotten that if we were to cut down some logs, let's grab something cheaper than acacia right now. We have tons of pine. If we were to, say, put a log here and then shave it down, we end up with the interior wood/board texture. And that's just not cool. So I think what we'll do instead is we're going to just wish that we put this somewhere else. That's what we're going to do. Boop, goodbye block. You no longer exist. Oh, you do. Interesting. I have a block. Oh no. Someone tell Tyron. I found a bug. Bye, invisible block. Anyway, as I was saying, I think I want to see if we have anything that we could put there. I'm thinking just like some planks, some walnut planks, nice and dark. We can place them vertically, like so, and kind of do the same thing. We're just going to push them the whole way back, make the game really lag with all these particles. And then we'll do the same thing on this side, just to make it look like there's like a, I don't know, some kind of support there. There we go. And then I think we're going to need to do this, just like usual. Nope. Okay. Well, that one might resolve from a game restart. I noticed that the first time this happened, when I restarted, it fixed a bunch of them, just not all of them. So we'll see if that gets resolved after a reload. So now we have sort of like something here, a panel or maybe some kind of wooden support beam holding up the rest of the structure here. Now, before we get too involved in patting our backs over a job well done, we're going to come in here and reload these guys, I assume. Nope, I guess not. Soon. Soon, my friends. But we have a bunch of finished blue clay bricks in here. We get all these out, along with some mortar, because we have a window to finish in here. Let's see. This is going to be interesting because we have that weird outside bunker look to it. Okay, so for these, since these have to travel farther till they hit a corner, we're not going to bring these all the way out. But I think what we'll do is I will bring it out basically 1.5 bricks worth. So we should be able to just do a bit of this and this and some of this across the top here. And then we will knock these out and work this blue brick into here. And on the outside, I guess I really don't like this bunker feel to it. It's just, feels really weird. Let's get a little bit of a scaffolding going on here and fall off of it immediately. And let's get some of the blue bricks in here in a ring around here first. There we go. And I think I'm just going to peel this back like so and like so. There we go. And then missed one here. There we go. How's that look? You know what? Ooh, yes. I like that so much more. And I think what we'll do is that right here, we'll still keep the front edge of this bunker. I just didn't like how it kind of jutted out, like with these fingers on this side of the window or on the outside of the window. But if we kind of peel this back a bit, I think it's going to work a lot better. Let's get a light out here. Yes. That gives it some definition from the side, which is pretty good. There's totally no dirt block right up there. Nope, no siree. And yes, I think that gives it a much better look from outside, from both angles, from all angles, and from inside. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, everyone, that's going to about do it for this episode of the Vintage Story Guide. I hope you enjoyed our little adventure in just doing some details around the house that we're missing, and just sort of finishing up our projects that we've been working on to their fullest completion. It should be noted that this window is really cool, but I think the glass is just so clear it doesn't look like it's there. Some people would recommend using the quartz glass, and if you, kind of like me, are thinking this is a bit too transparent, then yes, I think the quartz glass would look great here. I'm probably not going to make that conversion, but I think in the future, I'm going to mark this down as a lesson to be learned, and one that I will hopefully learn. I guess time will tell on that one. Next episode, I want to tackle the last detail on the first floor of the house. Hello, rabbit. And that is going to be this room here. This wonderful dirt hallway has served us well as this, whatever this room is. And I think it's time that we finally round out the last room in our home, at least on the first floor. And then we'll move on to the second floor. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, drop a comment to let me know how I'm doing, and subscribe if that's your thing. Also, just a reminder, if you're watching this video soon after it comes out, there is a poll open to determine what I'll play next on the channel to replace Star Sector, and that poll is open until December 13th, 2023. As always, my name has been CarryOn. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.